member Lynn Vitale on the first day of summer. This is actually summer solstice in 2016 here in Brooklyn, New York. And it's the perfect time to talk to you about summer weather, summer heat, summer fun, and all of these activities and foods that we eat that sort of overdo us in the summer, leave us, with a headache and a little bit, too dehydrated and a little bit of sunstroke at the end of the day because we've eaten things that don't really agree with us in this hot weather, or we have worn things or performed activities that don't suit the hot weather. So no matter where you live in the United States or elsewhere, if it's your summer, these ideas are going to be helpful for you. Now, if you know a little bit about Ayurveda, you know that your constitution is important, and the three constitutions, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So if we talk about Kapha is always a little bit cool, but it's heavy. So your body is heavier. It's harder for you to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. You feel weighed down by humid weather. And if you're Pitta, you have some humidity, but you're hot. Pitta is the constitution that's almost always warm. And you can be a little bit on the dry side or a little bit on the moist side, but typically for Pitta, hot, humid weather is not comfortable at all. And being out in the sun for a long time makes you freckled or reddish, or you burn easily. If you're Vata, you're always cold the rest of the year and you love the summer, especially if it's hot and humid, because your skin doesn't feel dry anymore and it's warm and you feel like you can actually get around all the time without being cold and feeling like you have to bundle up. So Vatas love a hot, humid summer because their nature is dry and cold. But all of us are under the influence of Pitta in the summer. We have more hours of daylight, more hours of sunshine. The effect of Pitta when we're outside a lot, we take a long bike ride, we play sports outside, we sit out and barbecue, and there are things that make that heat worse. So what makes it worse? Well, being out for a long time, being out on the beach for hours where the sun is reflecting back on you, not drinking enough water, not being hydrated enough. Also, over-exercising in the heat, taking a 5-hour bike ride in the hot sun and not having adequate water and not having adequate protection. Also being aggravated. I just took a ride in a cab the other day and he was saying how the traffic is so bad in the summer and it's crazy in the city in the summer because it's hot, because it's humid, because more people are in the city for tourism, because more construction is going on, because more people are out late in the night in the bars and pouring out crazy on the street. And all in all, it's all kind of loco. Like everything just goes a little crazy in the summer. And you can think about songs, hot town, summer in the city. Like there's just these ideas about congestion, aggravation, irritation, heat. Our allergies make us hotter. They make us more irritated too. So how do we get around all of this? How can we live our lives to mitigate the effects of the heat in the summer and also not have damage to ourselves, not start some kind of a disease state or disease process by not taking care of ourselves? So the food we eat is really important. And you would think that, it's summer, you're thirsty, like a good juice would be important, right? And a lot of us reach for things like orange juice. Well, orange is a citrus and sour flavors are heating. So a sour flavor is not ideal for Pitta. So while these tasty little kumquats, seem like they would be really hydrating, and maybe in small amounts for a Kapha or a Vata, they might be hydrating, but for somebody who's really experiencing Pitta, these are just going to be ultimately more heating, and you might start to feel actually sour stomach. You might feel reflux or regurgitation. Even lemonade, for example. Obviously, most commercial lemonades are so sweetened that you don't even get the sour of lemon, but if you're squeezing lemon in your water at home or in your beer or on your food, you might want to switch in the summer to a lime. Lime is green. It has a cooler effect, a cooler energetic. So for Pitta and for summer heat, limeade might be a better option. Think about your hot cuisines, Mexican, South American, Thai. These cuisines actually use a lot of lime and a lot of coconut because it's the opposite of those hot spices, those pungent spices, and those opposites make a nice balance in the food. The same is true for you. To get the balance in your body, you want to take the heat and balance it out with something that's a little more cooling. But that's all kind of in the citrus family. What we really need to focus on in our food in the summer when we're hot and the weather is hot is things that are in the greens and the blues and the purples. Those are good colors to wear. Also, good gemstones to wear, for example, good colors to be around, being around greenery, being in the midst of plants and fountains and things like that, help to cool you down. So cucumber is probably one of the best anti-pitta remedies. Cucumber and fennel. You put cucumber and fennel together in a juice, you have a great remedy for heat. If you've been out mowing the lawn in the middle of the day and you're overheated, juice some cucumber and fennel, maybe a tiny bit of apple or even pear, even better, and you have a real cooling remedy. Microgreens are great because even if they're things that wind up spicy, like radish, which these are, and they're purple and green, they're beautiful, because they're babies, they're little sprouts, they're still cooling, they're bitter, and they take that heat out of the body, and they also clear away excess fat, excess weight, things that make us feel hotter. Broccoli is obviously a nice green. This is a beautiful purple cauliflower. You get into this color range and you very lightly steam it or even eat it raw, and you're really benefiting the pitta constitution by balancing that out. But then your really juicy, darkly colored fruits, blackberries, if they're sweet, not sour, blueberries, same thing. They need to be in season. They need to be ripe. They need to not be picked too early. Strawberries are good if they're not picked too early. They have to be really sweet, like forest strawberries. Darker colored grapes, the black and the red, the ones that are sweeter right now and juicy. I don't have any watermelon here, but watermelon is a great remedy for being overheated. You know how well it hydrates you. It also helps you to balance water weight in the body so that you don't feel more swollen in the summer. And it has all these electrolytes in it that help to get water actually into the cells. What about other foods? Coconut is probably one of the best, richer foods that's a great remedy for pitta. So drinking coconut water, this is just one example, is a way to hydrate, get minerals into your cells, get that water into the cells, and you find that you feel less thirsty when you do coconut water as opposed to just regular tap water. Coconut yogurt, this happens to be something made here locally, but it's just coconut cream, coconut milk, and then the probiotic cultures. It's a beautiful product. It's not sour. It's not as sour as a lot of dairy yogurts. And that's, again, you want to avoid sour taste, sour alcohol, sour citrus, sour vinegar. You want to be more in the sweet and the bitter and the astringent flavors. So this is slightly sweet from the coconut and has all these great probiotic cultures. It's fabulous with some darkly, richly colored berries. And then switching from, maybe what you've been using for your smoothies and stuff to a coconut milk or a coconut water even in a smoothie, and incorporating more of this really cooling food into your diet can be really helpful. If you have a protein drink or green drink or a smoothie that you make, usually maybe with dairy yogurt, though dairy is cooling, coconut is even a little bit more cooling because it has less of the fat. So reducing the amount of fat that you eat, like barbecued foods and fried foods, having more fresh, raw foods, more foods with a lot of liquids in them. And then you want to take time in the hottest part of the day to relax and be in shade or be near water or be in fountains. The whole idea of a siesta was to get out of the heat in the middle of the day and actually take it easy so that you have the energy to go on into the night. More vigorous activity should take place later in the day or earlier in the morning. Other things herbally, I just happen to have this thing right here, is this really nice bunch of lavender. And lavender is, you can tell by the color, and it's very astringent and cooling. So lavender scents in your house, lavender, a few pieces of the lavender flower actually, you can just take a bit of the stem or the flowers and sprinkle it into water, let it sit in the refrigerator and get nice and cool. That can be a nice cooling herbal remedy. I don't usually advocate ice-cold beverages on the Ayurvedic diet, but in the case of summer, for some people, especially a really strong pitta who's just really suffering in the heat, having your water in the refrigerator and any other beverage and having it cold can be much better. So that's about it for today. If you have any questions about pitta, feel free to respond to this blog and I'll give you some further information. Have a wonderful summer. Enjoy it. and use your food and your lifestyle to mitigate the effects of the heat outside and be balanced and be healthy this summer. Thank you so much for watching.